Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 18th, 2024, and the FIFA virus has hit Barca Atletic pretty hard. Also, Barcelona have made a decision that Hector Fort will be part of the first team for the upcoming season. And finally, more sources are confirming that Bayern Munich are ready to offload Joshua Kimmich. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for kit bag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now I'll begin with this video by discussing the FIFA international break, which has officially began. And as I reported in the podcast earlier today, Andreas Christensen will not be joining Denmark due to an injury. So that's good news for Barcelona. But there's even more good news because today it's been announced that both Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix will not feature in Portugal's first match. Now, Portugal is set to play against Sweden and Slovenia in two friendly matches during this international break. And it seems that Portugal's coach has decided to rest both Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix, so they're not going to join the Portugal training camp until next week as Portugal begin preparation to face off against Slovenia. This is great news for Barcelona because Joao Cancelo has been accumulating a lot of minutes as of late, so he will definitely need the rest. And in the case of Joao Felix, it will also be good for him to get some rest, especially after that high pressure, high intensity match that he had to play against his current club or his parent club, Atletico de Madrid. And speaking of the FIFA international break, one person who will not be happy about this break is Rafa Marquez, because unlike the first division that has paused for the FIFA international break, the third division of La Liga, where Barca Atletic currently play in, will not pause and will continue, which means that Rafa Marquez will have to play without 12 players from the Barca reserve team and some players from the youth team that have been called up to international duty. Now, Rafa Marquez has a very important upcoming game against Cornellà, where Barca Atletic currently having a 9-match unbeaten streak. They're also sitting in second place, only 1 point behind first place, which is Deportivo La Coruña. And if Barca Atletic finish in first place of their group by the end of the season, they will be automatically promoted to the second division. So this will be a huge loss for Rafa Marquez, who will be not able to count on 12 players. And that's not even taking into consideration the 6 players from Barca Atletic who are injured. So that's a total of 18 players that Rafa Marquez will not have at his disposal, leaving the Barca Atletic squad incredibly thin. And at this rate, Rafa Marquez will have to put in the water boy, the towel boy, the gardener, whoever he can find, because at this point, Rafa Marquez is being left barely with any players. And speaking of youth and academy players, Barcelona have made the final decision to promote Hector Fort to the first team the upcoming season. Now, Hector Fort has given us some remarkable performances as of late, more recently yesterday against Atletico de Madrid, where he took the place of Joao Cancelo. He also gave us a remarkable performance against Athletic Club de Bilbao. And Hector Fort's performances have not gone unnoticed, where Barcelona have made the decision to promote the youngster to the first team in the upcoming season. Now, Xavi Hernandez had some pretty incredible words about Hector Fort after yesterday's match, when he said, "Hector Fort was brilliant. It's not his position, but he did it well. He does not complicate himself. He plays easy, with personality, and without fear. He has a desire to succeed. That's the key." Now, Hector Fort's contract does expire in 2025, but don't worry, Barcelona already have it on their agenda to extend the contract of the player in order to shield him, because he does have a low release clause. So they want to increase that release clause, probably give him a €1 billion release clause like they have with the other academy players. And of course, this new contract will also reflect Hector Fort's position in the first team. And of course, it will also reflect in his salary. And speaking of promoting players to the first team, as you already know, Fermin Lopez was recently promoted to the first team from Barca Atletic. And the reason I bring up Fermin Lopez because with his incredible goal yesterday against Atletico de Madrid, he has officially become the 4th highest goal scorer for the first team. Now this is in 4th place, right behind Robert Lewandowski, who currently has 20 goals. In 2nd place, we have Ferran Torres with 11 goals. And in 3rd place, we have Joao Felix with 9 goals. And finally, in 4th place, Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez are tied for 6 goals. And that's an incredible number for Fermin Lopez because A, he barely plays any minutes, and yet he has managed to become the 4th highest scorer of the first team. And B, because he is a midfielder, and lately Barcelona's midfielders have not been known to scoring goals. So it's definitely a pretty amazing feat for Fermin Lopez, who, let's not forget, he did spend last season on loan with Linares, where he ended the season by scoring 12 goals. Now, Fermin Lopez's 6 goals during this season have come, 3 of them in La Liga, 2 of them in the Champions League, and 1 in the Copa del Rey. And as I've said many times before, I think Fermin Lopez deserves more minutes. He needs to play more because every time he plays with the first team, we see how much more vertical the team becomes. We also see his total determination and dedication and his intensity on the field. And of course, so far he has scored 6 goals, and that's with barely playing with the first team. So if he can get more minutes, who knows? Maybe Fermin Lopez can end up surprising us all and scoring even more goals. And while we're still on the topic of youngsters, we now move on to Pau Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal, 2 players who have received their call-up to the Spanish national team during this FIFA international break. And the news is that Bojan Krkić has come out to talk about both youngsters, where he has said that it's important that we protect these youngsters from social media and from daily life distractions. Now, Bojan Krkić started with the club during this summer, where one of his jobs is to help youngsters transition into the first team. And it's reported that Bojan Krkić has been working with both Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsí to help them with their transition to the first team, in order to help them navigate all the pressure of moving to the first team, and more importantly, to try to protect them from exterior pressure. Now, Bojan Krkić said, "We are normalizing something that is not normal, putting so much responsibility on 16, 17-year-old boys. Socially and in the media, they are very exposed. We all have to take care of these boys, these children, we could say. If we talk about quality, they are prepared." So Bojan Krkić touching on something very important that I've mentioned in my post-match live analysis in the past, where I've said that what we're currently seeing with Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal is not normal, because the 2 of them are children. They should be playing with the Juvenil A against other kids that are their age, their size, and the same stage of development. But yet both Lamine and Cubarsí are playing against grown men who are much bigger than them, much stronger than them, men who are fully developed and who have been playing for several years in top flight football. And yet the 2 of them, despite being so young, they have shown incredible maturity and have shown incredible skill and talent on the field. But despite how skillful and talented they are and how ready they must appear physically speaking on the field, they still have to be protected from the pressure, especially from the exterior pressure, because after all, the 2 of them are still children. So it's important for the club to protect them. And I'm very glad to see that Bojan Krkić is working with both players in order to protect them and prevent what happened to him, because as some of you might recall, Bojan Krkić was one of the most promising prospects to come out of La Masia, but unfortunately he was not able to withstand all the pressure of being in the first team, and as a result he ended up leaving Barcelona with short stints throughout all of Europe, and then eventually ending up in the MLS. Now, one player who is not a youngster or a La Masia graduate is Joshua Kimmich, who we will end the video with today, because more sources are now confirming that Bayern Munich are ready to offload the midfielder in the summer transfer market. Now, we've talked about this several times in the past on my channel, but Joshua Kimmich is currently not happy with his situation at Bayern Munich, where he's not happy with Thomas Tuchel. He's also not happy being played in the right back position. And Bayern Munich are also not too happy with Joshua Kimmich, where they are currently blaming their veteran players for the situation that the team is currently in. They are also looking to completely overhaul their squad during the summer transfer market. given that both parties are not happy. There have been a lot of reports saying that Bayern Munich would be looking to offload Joshua Kimmich this summer because after all, Kimmich's contract expires in the summer of 2025, and since he's not renewing because he's not happy with his situation, this will be Bayern's last opportunity to make some money off the sale of Joshua Kimmich. Otherwise, they risk losing him on free agency during the following summer. Well, now yet another source has come out to confirm that Bayern Munich are indeed ready to offload Joshua Kimmich, and this source is Florian Plattenberg, a reporter out in Germany, who has said that Bayern Munich are ready to put Joshua Kimmich on the market this summer. And this, of course, is a great opportunity for Barcelona, who have always been huge fans of Joshua Kimmich. But of course, in the past, it was nearly impossible to dream of signing Kimmich because there was no way that Bayern Munich were going to let him go. But now that Bayern Munich are ready to let him go and Joshua Kimmich seems to be ready to leave, this could be a good opportunity for Barcelona, who are in the market, of course, for a midfielder in order to reinforce the pivot position after Sergio Busquets left it empty last season. Now, of course, Barcelona are going to have some tough competition because it's reported that Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City are all interested in the player. So all of this will heavily depend on, number one, how much Bayern Munich will want for Joshua Kimmich, and number two, whether Joshua Kimmich chooses Barcelona, because if he doesn't explicitly choose Barcelona, it will be nearly impossible for Barcelona, or most likely impossible for Barcelona, to compete with City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, clubs who are much better financially than Barcelona and clubs with very, very deep pockets. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, Viscar's.